Yeah, today we've got some exciting games and we've got some music we're going to be belting out.
Yep, it's always good to worship God. And we're going to be talking about cooperation. Can you remember what cooperation is?
Yes, I can. After that, we need some air guitar, of course.
Excellent.
Yep. Cooperation is working together.
To do more than you can do alone. We can even work that together. Now, I see some of you missed the cue for that.
Let's do it again.
We'll do it again? Yeah.
Cooperation is working together to do more than you can do alone. Now.
I bet you guys can do air guitar so much better than what we can.
No, I wouldn't think so.
You don't think so?
No, maybe they could prove it.
Yeah, you're going to have to prove it. Today, we're going to play a game called Guess That Story, and here's how you play. We've got that complicated scoring system again, but I'll explain that afterwards.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're going to show you some photos, but we're not going to show you the whole photo. We're just going to show you part of the photo.
Oh, wow.
And we're really walking down memory lane here. You guys are going to laugh so hard. You see what he used to look like.
The same. Nothing's changed.
You can judge that for yourself. We're going to show you a little part of the photo. I want you to make up some story about the photo. Then we're going to show you the whole photo. See whether you still like your story. And then we will tell you what the real story was.
Cool.
If you guess the story from the little bit, you get 10 points. If you guess the story from the whole photo, you get 5 points. If the story is totally different, well, you know, that's this one. Let's see how you go. Here's the first photo. What was your story? I wonder if it lines up with Malcolm's story.
Actually, that was when I was 6 years old, a few years ago, and that was my football team. Some of the players used to suck their thumb on halfway while we were running around trying to score goals.
Oh
we did pretty well, actually. We did very well, thank you.
So even at 6 years, you managed to work as a team?
We worked as a team very nicely. Bit of a mess, but we worked as a team.
Excellent. And that's what this week is all about. Working together to help someone succeed.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready for the next photo? Make up your story. Here we go.
So what do you think that story was? Did you see that here? Looks like an 80s rock band to me, but let's hear Stephanie's story.
Yeah, it was sort of an 80s rock band. What we did was a whole lot of us got together and we travelled from the top of New Zealand to the bottom of New Zealand, and we went to high schools and we played musical instruments and we told the people at school all about Jesus and how he could be their forever friend.
Cool.
I could never have done that by myself, but with a whole team of people, we managed to do it together. So a whole group of people working together to
Cooperating.
succeed.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, I wonder what the next one's going to be like.
Did you guess who that was? Yeah, it was Malcolm. It's his story.
Well, actually, what we were doing was building our first home, and we were saving money, and I was drilling all the holes for the electrical cables to go through all the wood so that the electrician didn't have to do so much work. So that was working together with the electrician
To help us succeed.
to help us succeed and save money.
Yep, and it worked.
And so,
Okay, we have one last photo. That is such a good memory for me.
Yep.
This is my story. So the lady there was my grandma. She was pretty old. She was in a wheelchair, but she really wanted to help us build the house.
Yes, she did.
She was determined to help us build our house somehow.
Yep.
So she came in her wheelchair.
Yep.
We managed to get her up a very steep driveway with
Gravel.
lots of stones.
Gravel driveway.
In her wheelchair, and she spent quite a lot of the day just painting the weatherboards for us. Doing a great job, having a lovely time, and that is such a special memory in my head. Working together to help us succeed. Now, do you remember the complicated scoring system? If you got that story from the very first little snippet of the photo, you get 10 points. If you got the story from the whole photo, you get 5 points. And if your story was totally different from mine, you get 4 points for imagination, but actually. Hey, but I was thinking about that last photo. We're never too old or never too young to help someone else succeed.
That's right. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're a young child or whether you're a grandmother. You can always help someone else succeed. In fact, that's the same with worshipping God. Doesn't matter whether you're 2 years old or whether you're 200 years old. You're there to worship God and give Him the glory.
So let's stand to our feet and worship God together.
Anytime we need you, God, you're always there for us. Whatever we go through, God, you are the one we trust. We're working together just to share your love. That's all we want to do. Together is better when we tell the world all we need is you. We're gonna sing it out. God, you're all we're living for. We lift our voice with praise. We're gonna clap our hands. God, you're everything and more. We shout it out today. We wanna love like you. We wanna love like you. In everything we do, we wanna love like you. If we're ever feeling lonely, God, you're always with us. If we ever feel afraid, God, you protect us. That's right. We're working together just to share your love. That's all we wanna do. Together is better when we tell the world all we need is you. We're gonna sing it out. God, you're all we're living for. We lift our voice with praise. We're gonna clap our hands. God, you're everything and more. We shout it out today. We wanna love like you. We wanna love like you. In everything we do, we wanna love like you. The world is better when we're working together to share God's perfect love. The world is better when we're working together to share God's perfect love. The world is better when we're working together to share God's perfect love. The world is better when we're working together to share God's perfect love. We're gonna sing it out. God, you're all we're living for. We lift our voice with praise. We're gonna clap our hands. God, you're everything and more. We shout it out today. We wanna love like you. We wanna love like you. In everything we do, we wanna love like you. We wanna love like you.
Hey friends, it's me, Haley. Have you ever wanted to be famous? Like maybe the lead singer of a rock band? Hello! Maybe you fancy yourself the lead guitarist. Can you picture it? A huge crowd of people watching you, cheering for you, chanting, Haley, Haley, Haley! Or, whatever your name is. That would be amazing! But, you know what? Most bands don't start off on top like that. Most bands start off in some where they practice playing music and they show lots of cooperation. Cooperation is working together to do more than you can do alone. Every member of a band plays an important part. Take one instrument away and it just won't sound the same. But you wanna know who I think deserves a little more credit in a rock band? The drummer! Think about it. Hey, Warren. The drummer supports the whole band. Without a drummer, who would keep the beat? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Warren. But with a good drummer, the band stays in rhythm. Drummers may not be the most famous, but they get to decide how fast or how slow the songs are. Plus, a drummer can make every joke just a little bit funnier. The drummer works together with the band to help support the singer. This gives a new meaning to the word Band-Aid. Do you get it? In today's story, we'll learn about a great battle fought by the Israelites. A battle that took all kinds of cooperation. They really had to band together. Get it? I'll see you in a few. Thank you, Oklahoma City! Yeah! Woo!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verses 8 through 13.
God had freed the Israelites from slavery in Egypt and led them into the desert. But with no home of their own, the Israelites were still wide open to enemy attack as they traveled. One evening, as Moses walked through the camp, his assistant Joshua raced up.
Amalekites!
Where? How many?
Just a few men right now. They attacked at the rear, where many of the women and children are. But we beat them back.
They'll come in full force tomorrow.
Moses turned to survey the land around them in the last rays of the setting sun. The whole valley of Rephidim spread out before them. Nearby, a high hill provided a lookout for the whole countryside.
We have no army.
We'll have to fight. You choose our best men and get ready for battle in the morning.
Will you come with us?
No,
Moses pointed at the hilltop.
I'll climb up there and hold up the walking stick that God gave me.
Both men looked at the sturdy staff in Moses' hand. It was no ordinary stick. Moses had lifted the staff when God had parted the water of the Red Sea so the Israelites could escape.
Yes, sir. I'll call the men.
In the great chill before dawn, Joshua and his group of inexperienced fighters prepared for battle against the Amalekites.
I've never held a sword.
God has saved us many times. He can do it again.
As the ragtag army gathered at one end of the valley, Moses climbed the hill with his brother Aaron and his friend Hur.
So, Moses, what's the plan?
Yeah, those Amalekites got some mean fighters.
We'll call on God.
As the three men crested the hill, they turned to look back. The rising sun flooded the valley. They could see Joshua and the Israelites just below. At the far end of the valley, a vast swarm of Amalekites rushed forward.
Oh, more Amalekites than bees in a hive.
Within minutes, the two groups clashed. It was clear from the very beginning that the Amalekites had the upper hand.
They'll wipe us out in no time.
Wait.
At the very crest of the hill, Moses grabbed his staff and raised both hands high in the air.
Our God is stronger than any enemy.
In a short time, the tide seemed to turn.
Well, what do you know? Joshua's pushing them back.
The Israelites steadily beat back the Amalekite army. But as the sun rose and the heat increased, Moses' arms grew tired. Little by little, his arms sank down.
Uh-oh. The Amalekites have busted through our line right there.
We were doing so well.
God, help us.
With an effort, Moses lifted his hands high again. Joshua had formed a strong band of fighters, and once again, the Israelites surged forward. Moses lowered his arms to stretch.
Ah, my back! What just happened? Joshua had them.
Moses stepped forward to see, raising his hands high again. Aaron turned to stare at his brother.
It's your hands. When your hands are raised up toward God, we're winning.
Yeah, and when you drop them, those fool Amalekites start to win.
Yes, but I can't do this all day.
Moses' arms began to shake.
Hold it one more minute. I got a rock-solid plan. Aaron?
Together, Aaron and Hur rolled a huge stone to the place where Moses stood.
Now, you set yourself right down, Mo.
Carefully, Moses lowered himself onto the rock, fighting to keep his hands high in the air.
My arms!
We got it, brother.
Aaron and Hur each stood on one side of Moses and held up a hand.
Whew!
For the rest of the day, Aaron and Hur stood right beside Moses, keeping his hands steady. By sunset, Joshua and the Israelites completely defeated the Amalekites.
Look at him run!
The Amalekites had been defeated by God's power, but it was only by working together with his friends that Moses had been able to keep his hands lifted high all day.
The battle against the Amalekites took loads of cooperation. Aaron and Hur worked together to help Moses. The three of them worked together to help Joshua and the Israelites. And God worked with all of them to do something miraculous. What's cool is that none of those people did what they did to make themselves famous. They were each trying to help someone else succeed. That's something you can do too. You can work together not because it makes you look good, but because it helps someone else. After all, life isn't always all about you. You could work with a friend on their homework, even when it's not your grade. You could help your brother or sister clean up their room, even though you didn't make the mess. If a friend is involved in a sport that you don't play, you can help make signs or posters to cheer them on. Jesus once said, "In everything, do to others what you would want them to do to you." In other words, you should treat others the way you want to be treated. Here's one way you can do that today. Work together to help someone succeed. Working together for unselfish reasons is a great way to show someone you love them. What are you waiting for? Go get the band together and hop on the cooperation bandwagon. And I don't miss a beat. It's time to face the music. Wait. See if you can drum up some support. No, drum up some support. No, okay, no support for that one. Thanks, Warren. I'll see you next time.
Whoa, what a cool story. Aaron and Hur holding up Moses' hands. When the hands went down, that's when the Israelites were losing. But when they held those hands up, Moses' hands, working as a team, that's when Joshua and the Israelites were winning that fight. That was so important.
Yeah, it was a way of God showing that he was in control and that he knew what was going on. But from my memory of the story, they had a stick, not a pillow. Why are you holding the pillow?
Why not? Well, it's actually quite heavy. Now, you might want to try this at home. Have a pillow, your arms have to be straight out in front of you and hold it about chest height like this. And see how long you can hold it there for. A pillow is very light, but just to see how hard it was for those guys to hold up Moses' hands.
Yeah, all that time working together to help someone else succeed.
Yeah.
So I hope you've got your pillow, hope you've got your arms out while Malcolm and you are doing that. Here are some people that came and helped us succeed this week at our place. Check it out. How are you going there?
That's getting heavy. But you know what? I'm so grateful that we've got people that can come around and clean our chimney for us. It's going to be such a blessing.
In a way that's safe too. So how's that going to help us succeed?
Well, I reckon it's going to heat the house up in winter, and when people come around, they can enjoy the warmth, the comfort, and cooking as well. We can cook on that one.
Yeah. And the piano tuner. So fascinating seeing how a piano is tuned and what's behind that wood there. How is that going to help us succeed? Well, because he was able to tune the piano, that means that our church at home group can use the piano to worship God with. And that's going to help everybody succeed because worship just changes everything.
Sure does. And Jesus once said in Matthew 7 verse 12, "In everything, do to others what you'd want them to do to you." We all need help sometimes. This is getting really heavy, I know.
Yeah, and when we need help, isn't it great when someone kind comes along and helps us so that we can work together to help the other person succeed? I could help you succeed in keeping this pole up if I took it.
Oh, thank you. That was great. I just love it when someone comes along and helps me.
So I bet you've got some great ideas this week on how you can help other people. It takes some time and cooperation, but that's what this month is all about, treating others the way that you want to be treated.
Let's just see how you guys can do that amongst your families.
And your friends,
Yep.
at your school,
Yep. Help.
anywhere that you come.
Cooperating, helping out. Okay, we'll see you later.
See
Bye.
ya. I'd wave, but I've got this pillow.
Everyone come together, working hand in hand. It's easy if we all carry the load. Look at all we can do to build a better world. When you can trust in me and I can trust in you. So put your hands together. Together we can do anything, anything we are one. Yeah. One voice, one heart, one love. Whoa. We're gonna help this city all together now. We make a better story when we help each other out. With peace and understanding, you'll never walk alone. When you can trust in me and I can trust in you. The time is here, the time is now to take a stand.